The state of Tennessee and the state of Georgia are both considering school choice options. I live in Georgia. It is a near and dear issue to my heart. There are 13 Republicans in the state House who are obstructing it in Texas. It has failed in the House there because of Republicans. The governor of the state of Texas is actually running primary challenges against every single one of the members of the Texas House of Representatives who opposed it. Hint, 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 here in Georgia. They're hoping they can persuade enough here in Georgia. Tennessee, the governor is pushing the issue hard. He may have the votes. There is new data that shows you why Republicans would be wise to advance school choice. This is from the state of Illinois. Not a single student can do math at grade level in 53 Illinois schools. There's not a single student in 53 different schools in Illinois who are capable of doing math at grade level. They're not all Chicago, by the way. They're not all Chicago. It's spread out around the state. You got them in Peoria. You got them in Chicago, of course, South Fork, Cairo. I don't see any. I've got my WMAY, one of my affiliates up there in Springfield. I don't see any in the Springfield area, but it really is remarkable. In one school, Douglas Academy High School in the city of Chicago, they spend $56,311 per student, only have 44 students, and have no one passing math at grade level. That's absurd. Another one, the YCCS Association House, City of Chicago, School District 299, spend $52,355 per student. There are 84 students, zero passing. It's remarkable. It's remarkable that there not a single student. In Truan Primary School, Peoria, $15,936 spent per student, 386 students, not a single one passing math at grade level. The most number of students I can find in any of these schools listed, there is one. It's Hope Academy in Decatur, Illinois. They spend $16,723 per student. There are 566 students, zero who are math proficient at grade level. This is our future. I bet you they know about white supremacy. I bet you they know about the gender unicorn. I bet you they know all the woke stuff kids are expected to be indoctrinated with these days, how boys can become girls and biology is now pseudoscience and pseudoscience is now biology. I bet they know all that stuff. I bet they know their great Black history moments and their great moments in queer theory and history. I bet they celebrate National Coming Out Day in the fall, but they can't do math. You know, in situations like this, there usually is a corresponding lack of literacy as well. 53 Illinois schools. You know, in the grand scheme of things, there are vastly more. There are thousands of schools in Illinois. This is only 53, but still, that's not good. A large number of them in Chicago. This is our future. This is why we need school choice. You know, I get calls all the time from people say, well, if we get school choice, we're going to kill the local public school. So are you admitting the local public school is so bad parents would flee? Is that what you're admitting? So you'd rather keep everyone in the public school? I mean, when your default is that they're going to hurt our public school, doesn't that acknowledge then that parents want a way out, and if they had one, they would take it? That's how bad your public school is, that your immediate presumption is that your local public school that you claim to love would be hurt? Why? If your local public school is good, it won't be hurt, but there are a lot of failing public schools, and not every parent will have a way out. That's the other thing that the anti-school choice people say is, well, not everyone will have the opportunity. So what you're saying is, we should have let every single person drown on the Titanic because not everyone had a way off. And since not everyone had a way off, they all should have died. That's what your argument is, because not every kid will have a path out of the school We should not let those who do get out of the school. Not every person on the Titanic had access to a lifeboat. Therefore, we should have made all the women and children die with the men. There's a level of selfishness in the arguments against school choice. My local school will suffer. Not if it doesn't suck, it won't. And if you reduce the population of the kids in the school, you reduce the number of kids in the school, you reduce the number of kids on a daily basis the teacher has to work with, their education might improve. That's what happened in Florida, by the way. The numbers of kids, as Florida's school choice program grew, the numbers of kids per classroom in the public schools reduced and their grades went up. The teachers didn't have to work with 20, 30 kids in a school. They were working with 10, 15 kids in some schools because of the school choice options. Because those schools were failing schools, a lot of parents took their kids out. It reduced the number in that particular public school, and the teachers had fewer students in their class, and all their grades improved. 53 Illinois schools, not a single student can do math at grade level. They're not going to get school choice in Illinois. You know, the Democrats in Illinois have actually flirted with school choice. The teachers' unions there are so powerful, they bullied them into not doing it. But that's how bad it was that the Democrats in Illinois were privately considering school choice options. It's not a good situation. And some of these schools, Williams Medical Prep High School, 61 students, none of them at grade proficiency. Chicago Excellence Academy, 0. The Manly Career Academy High School, 0. The Hope Academy. Hope went there to die, I guess. 0 students at proficiency, according to this. This is appalling. But they know the pronouns, I'm sure. Republicans, this is the civil rights issue of our era. Gallup shows that Black and Hispanic voters are moving towards the GOP. One of the issues is education. Economy and education are the two biggest issues for non-white voters moving to the GOP. And you've got 13 rural white Republican men in Georgia in the state house who are refusing to advance school choice because they're scared of their local school superintendent in their public school who says this would kill their public school, even though there's probably not a private school anywhere nearby. The local schools are the biggest drivers of the economy in some of these communities, and they don't want to cross the school superintendent. They should. Republican voters overwhelmingly support school choice. The governor of the state of Georgia, the polling firm that actually called the race pretty accurately and successfully for him and polled the race, has been polling voters, at least in the state of Georgia. Where was this email I got sent earlier today? Here we go. Yeah. School choice issue. School choice is a winning issue in 6 battleground state house districts. There's strong support for universal school choice across Georgia's most competitive state house districts. Signal conducted 6 polls of likely general election voters in the key November battleground districts. House District 48, Scott Hilton. House District 53, Deborah Silcock. House District 81, Lauren Daniel. House District 99, Matt Reeves. House District 151, Mike Chokas. House District 154, Gerald Green. Each poll had 300 respondents with plus or minus 5% margin of error, and across them 66% support establishing universal school choice. Swing voters and independents support universal school choice. 62% of swing voters. Independents, 63% support. Notably, Brian Kemp has a net 36 approval rating, up 46 points on generic Democrat. Trump and Biden are both underwater in these 6 districts. Now, here's the point. In these districts, all those Republicans support school choice. It's the Republicans in South Georgia who don't. The Republicans who could cost the Republicans the control of the Georgia legislature are the ones who are opposed to it. I mean, you've got these rural Republicans refusing to support school choice in the metro Atlanta area. It's a huge issue. And by the way, the same holds true in Tennessee and Texas. The suburban areas of these states, Tennessee, Georgia, Texas, those people support school choice. Rural legislators, where the biggest driver of the economy is the local public school system, they're the ones opposed to it. They're the ones least likely to lose their job, and yet they're holding everyone else hostage, and they're holding the kids hostage too. The civil rights issue of our day. Good for Bill Lee in Tennessee. He's leading on this issue. Decided to pick a fight with Republicans on this issue in Tennessee, and he's winning the fight. Brian Kemp in Georgia notably advanced school choice in his State of the State address this year. First time that's ever happened in the state of Georgia, a governor taking on school choice in the State of the State address. There are only 13 Republicans in the state House who are obstructing it, and we don't even need all of them. In Texas, Greg Abbott is running primary challenges against every Republican who opposed it. And by the way, his candidates are outpolling those who opposed it. The teachers' unions in Texas are flooding national money in to prop up a bunch of Republicans who are willing to kill school choice. It is the civil rights issue of our day. In Illinois, 53 public schools, not a single kid is proficient in math, and those kids will go into the workforce and they will live on the social safety net because they won't be able to support themselves, because if they have bad math skills, you know they have bad reading skills too. Our public schools are failing them. Public schools are failing them. You want to improve our economy, you want to improve our future, you want to improve our workforce, you give these kids school choice. The parents who can will take their kids out of the failing schools, put them in the schools where they're thriving. They'll get a good education, and they won't be a drain on the social services moving forward. And here's the thing. You also have to think long term. Our population in this country is declining because of our birth rate. Our birth rate has slipped below net neutral reproduction, meaning that every year more Americans will begin to die than will be born. So the more people who aren't in the workforce is a greater social strain, not just on them, but also on retirees. You produce more brilliant minds who can go into the workforce and work. Not only are you saving your future, you're saving those kids. And it is appalling that there are so many Republicans who are more scared of the school superintendents in the failing schools than they are scared of the parents and the kids whose futures they could brightly improve. It's time Republicans to pass universal school choice in Texas, in Tennessee, in Georgia, and every other state with Republican control. The time to do it is now. It's not just the right thing to do, it makes long-term economic sense.